It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 327.
What's going on, guys?
3 p.m.
It is.
Here.
We just went on a bit of a scavenger hunt, and it all centred around coffee, and I came back with no coffee. So
I thought you said we weren't talking about food at all.
Coffee's not food, you imbecile.
Imbecile has a real cut through, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does it, because it's not like calling you the C word, which is just
imbecile.
Outrageous. Imbecile.
I used to get that a lot from Mum, I think.
I can imagine. Can you do a Lynn Janssen? So, Mum, where is the donuts that I wanted?
Josh, you're being an imbecile.
Oh, damn it.
That was a pretty good impersonation of me too.
Anyway, so we were walking down the street. I left because I wanted to go and get a few little groceries.
Well, because I actually for lunch had I made my own lunch.
Yeah, good on you, mate. I know where you're trying to go with this. But as I was walking off, I got a message from Mr. 97. All the message said was, show that on your way past, lol. And so that was it. I was just like, all of a sudden thought, these guys are following me and they're doing a covert operation. I started getting paranoid about, for some reason I just started thinking, because all I saw was a text message.
Well, because Mr. 97 and I were together, so you thought that he was watching you.
I thought you guys were like, I formed a story. I'm tired. I'm in need of coffee. And I thought, I'm not thinking straight. And I thought, they're going to be just following me. I thought, I don't know. I just,
I had the biggest, it shows you how big our egos are. Because I remember at the radio station, when I was working there, everything that was happening, on a weekend at 7 a.m. and something would happen, I'd be like, this is a stitch up. I would get a funny call.
Okay,
Or there would be a guy who looked like a weird parking inspector.
Yeah, true.
I just assumed everything was a bit of gear, and it never was.
If we started doing pranks, we'd definitely start just getting so suspicious. We were in the city a while ago, and it looked like Santa. I'm pretty sure he was homeless, but he had his top off and he had a Santa hat. Remember we walked past and you're like, I reckon if you go press his stomach,
you win $1 million. You win. Well, because it seems like something you would see, the push the button Fed Square style. No, but it's if you go over and offer him 50 cents.
Yeah. So basically, it didn't happen. I was imagining it. I was in the supermarket looking around, thinking, "Fuck, where are these Gronks?" And then I came out and I got the actual message, or whatever it is, the MMS, because this bloke's rocking Android over here.
Yeah, green dot.
Green bubbles all the way.
Bubbles.
So I get this 5 minutes later.
So what was the message again? The text?
Show that on your way past, lol. And then I found it. He'd sent me, because what we'd done is we wanted coffee. Mm-hmm. So we went into 7-Eleven and there's the machine being cleaned. 20 minutes they were saying it took. And so I couldn't get my coffee. Couldn't get my dollar coffee. Can't get my caffeine hit. So I gave up until this little bloke sent me that. And I did. I went back in on the way back past, because Mr. 97, explain what you sent to me, the photo.
Yeah, so the photo, someone took a photo and it's a little note from 7-Eleven saying that if the machine is in progress, if they're cleaning, you can get a voucher for a free $1 coffee. Yeah.
And so you found this, you little scumbag, on Oz Bargain.
Yeah.
Did you find it you personally?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually submit that, but I was scrolling through and I saw it a few days ago, and then the machine out of order just reminded me, and I was like, oh, Tommy can get a free coffee.
It was pretty
perfect. Yeah. The person who did submit it, their username is Penny Pincher.
That's actually that's a strong one for Oz Bargain. You'd think that Penny Pincher is up there in regards to names.
Penny Pincher. Anyway, so I took this in. Me and 7-Eleven haven't seen eye to eye, and I've really injured them. I've rattled them. And so, I kind of feel a bit sorry for them. I've become quite friendly with the woman behind the counter.
Yeah, she wasn't working there though.
No, she wasn't. I would have just gone straight up and said, "What's up?" because we're mates now. Anyway, I went up and I showed them this. I was like, "Excuse me, is this a thing? The coffee machine's being cleaned out. Is that a free coffee thing?"
Lacking confidence.
They just looked at it and went, "No."
Did you click on the photo there?
I clicked on the photo. So he also sent through a photo that clearly is a sign that was hung. So here's the thing. I got a free coffee. I didn't get the actual tangible coffee. I got a piece of paper that's given me a
voucher.
One free.
Yeah, no, of course, you fucking idiot. It's out of order. Yeah. The machine's not working.
Yeah, but my point is, the point is, they said to me, this is not a thing. And I actually have to agree with him. Every day across all 7-Elevens at 2:30 p.m. they clean their machines. So if this was a thing and you were just a penny pinching tight ass, you could just go in at 2:30 every single day and say to them,
"That's a life
I want a
hack.
coffee." Yeah, it's a life hack.
Wait, so what do you mean it's not a thing? They've given you.
How did you get that?
How'd you get a voucher then?
Because he's like, he's literally was like this. They've got a whole bunch of them sitting there. So obviously for some reason they have them, things go on.
Why?
I don't know, but he said to me, this is not a thing. I said, so this sign that this person's posted about, is this a thing? I specifically made him say the words and he said, no, it's not a thing. And so I said, okay. And then he said to me, all right, here you go. And he just gave me the thing. So either he's undercover saying it's not a thing, but it actually is a thing.
It is a thing.
He can't say it's a thing. So it's a thing without it.
If it's an official sign, it's a thing.
It's official
Anyway,
sign that was on the internet. There's a lot of things that have been on the internet, mate.
Okay. Penny pincher is good. I wonder if barefoot's on Oz Bargain. I'd love to see just barefoot submitting stuff.
No, mate, don't buy shit from people you don't like.
Well, that's the thing.
Stuff you don't need.
That's the thing with Oz Bargain is, whilst it's sort of prefaced with the idea of saving money, I have spent more money thanks to ozbargain.com.au.
Yeah.
Than I have before it.
I mean, the problem is, even with the learnings from making that video about 7-Eleven, you're just a real tight ass at the end of the day. If you are going in to get your $1, there's usually a homeless person outside of most 7-Elevens. You should just give them $1.
Did you not see one?
There was not. Okay. No, I got harassed on the way through. Here's another thing. Tell me if this is too much. I didn't do it, but you know the people that they're not even collecting money.
Oxfam or whatever?
Yeah, it's like Oxfam or Save the Trees or something where they're just like, excuse me, sir, can I have 5 minutes of your time?
I feel like they're never like that. They're always like, hey, how you going? They got to shake my hand, and I'm absolutely not. So
that causes anxiety in so many people. I just thought of saying this to them as I'm walking past. As I'm walking, I don't like the way you make me feel.
Did you say that?
No,
you should have.
But I was thinking, if someone said that to me in life, I'd just be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I've got to choose. I've got to look at myself in the mirror and just think about what I'm doing.
Maybe if we just said, what about this as a line? Just, you're giving me anxiety.
Yeah. The world is filled with anxiety, filled with things that are causing anxiety. We need less of that.
Yeah. In fairness, some of them are very full on. But the thing is, it is for a good cause, but I don't like how they go about it. I feel like there's other ways.
There's definitely other ways. There's other ways. There's a million ways to make money. It's an interesting one why you end up doing that.
Do you buy anything from a sales point of view, like waiting for something on sale? Do you have certain items that you only ever buy on sale?
Protein bars. That's about it.
Oh, that's true.
That's about all I don't think about.
What about
much
like
else.
toilet paper and things like that? Would you?
There's a few things that you like buying chocolate not on sale. It's usually these lower end items. Why would you ever buy them not on sale?
Yeah, or you just move between brands.
Yeah. Never buy a rug that's not on sale. There's always a closing down rug sale, isn't there?
Well, actually, I met a Persian guy the other day who has
stereotyping rug people.
No, but he's Persian, and he one of Nasan's mates, and he had a rug store.
Did he?
And it was closing down. But I was like laughing, like, haha, they're always closing down. And he's like, no, I owe $16,000 to the supplier, and I'm a bit worried for my life.
That's honesty.
Yeah.
Was he doing some radical honesty?
Well, yeah. So I was like, okay. Well, so it was interesting. I was like, and what do you say to that? It's like, sorry, bro. It's like, it doesn't really go with, I wish that it went with my aesthetic.
Persian rugs, yeah, very specific look. I think we had a Persian rug. Can you just pull up a Persian rug on your phone, Mr. 97? I'm just thinking, I think we had one running down the main corridor.
I think if you were to go all in with it, it could look sick. But it's just like, just having a Persian rug, it sort of reminds me of the wooden elephant that I got from Thailand that Brie hated. Because it's just sort of, you have all this minimal IKEA shit, and then it looks like you've inherited a rug, like it doesn't sort of fit. What does it look like?
Can you just show me the Persian rug?
I mean, I bet it's just going to look like a rug.
Just what is it? They're like ready,
lot of patterns, triangles, shapes and stuff.
This is the best bit of podcast audio we've ever done. Can you keep describing it for another 10 seconds?
Yellow, red squares, like a border around the side.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got them at home.
Do you?
Oh,
We've
really?
got 2 of them. Yeah.
Really?
I reckon it's a ball-wooden thing, maybe.
Well, no, Mum and Dad have had them for years.
Okay. Yeah, usually that's the thing.
That's the whole thing. You buy a Persian rug, you invest a bit, but you have them for a lifetime.
Oh God, I was secondhand rugs. I've got no interest. I bought one once,
like a secondhand mattress,
and it was rolled up, and I got it online, and it just stunk.
Like what?
Mothballs.
Well, that's like the problem that I've got with
so annoying.
The first book that I haven't liked the smell of.
I
haven't brought it home.
Mothballs?
No, it smells like cigarettes. It's the Rolling Stones interview.
It's cool.
It looks cool, but the thing is, it's every time I smell it, I cough, which you could argue don't smell it, but it's got like...
How did you deal with that conversation with the bloke who's 16 grand in debt to the supplier? What is that? Like, it's pretty honest interaction.
Yeah, I was just like, because he's like, oh, you should come down. And then I quizzed him on the business a bit more. He said it's a good street, but he's on the wrong side of the street. Which is a problem.
It's hard to be. If it's just the street, there's backstreet businesses that are killing it.
Yeah, and so I did.
It's the rug business.
I did feel bad for him.
I was thinking, like, I think the 3 of us are probably quite tired. I can only speak for myself, but I think we've gone pretty hard the last couple of days on what we're doing. I was thinking about how we all sort of, I guess, communicate or
cope.
We don't non-verbally communicate that we are tired, because I think how are you? I'm absolutely exhausted and don't feel like doing anything. It's not what people say, right? It's like, how do you, Mr. 97, communicate? Do you think that you were tired, like the non-verbally? Just what would how do you come across? What's the experience like being around you when you were tired?
What a 2019 question though as well. Like, we're on a podcast talking about how we non-verbally communicate that we're tired. It's really it's woke as fuck.
What's the Mason experience? What's the Mr. 97 experience?
Probably some more complaining. Just like
it's verbal, though.
Oh yeah, but like, I mean, like if the chair's like not comfortable, or like wriggle around and stuff and be like a bit like fidgety and stuff.
Irritable.
Yeah. And like I'll have to go for like get up and go for walks, or go to the bathroom, fill up a water bottle or something like that.
You said that I drink. I drink a lot.
No.
Well, that's just an annoying trait.
That was just an annoying trait of yours. I think. The experience of Josh is you actually become annoying. It's a weird one.
Or maybe is that if you're tired or if I'm tired?
Well, this is the thing.
We're both tired.
If we're both tired, maybe I'm just more irritable, like Mr. 97, and
I lean into it.
Well, I think the difference is I know I go inwards, and you go outwards in the most annoying possible way. And I think my inwardsness wouldn't cope with that. But you've even said, like, when you're tired and you've been that little brother that's a little fucking shit.
James and Jake would definitely be able to relate.
Yeah.
The thing but I was also considerate. Mr. 97, what did I say before Tommy came into the office before?
He wanted to quickly finish all his carrots, so you didn't have the chomping noise when you got in
that's here. That's fine. No, and I'm not saying, I think my inward focus when I get tired, I kind of shut off, isn't great to be around, right? But I was just thinking about how it's interesting we work in such close proximity, how we all do it. What's your partner's? What's Bree's?
What's Bree's? She likes to clean. I reckon she'll be like, oh, we need a tidy right now.
Yeah, okay. So there's a bit of anxiety around, like it wants to get it done now. Yeah, I think Amy's a bit like that.
Maybe put it like it's the putting a load of washing on or whatever.
Yeah, I think that Amy might just go a bit like sort of it's not brain dead, but it's like, you just kind of like you zone out in everything.
Or she'll ask, can we watch? It would just be mainly pushbacks on my routine, I think. Yeah. So it'll be like, hey, can we watch something other than YouTube right now?
That's just her finally having a voice against your bloody non-stop YouTube.
Or she'll be like, and it always, funnily enough, it always falls on a current affair. Seriously, Channel 9, like every time it's like, and I get it. Like I love watching Peter Hitchener or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that Bree thing, I think it's also like the Bree wants to switch off. My thing is that probably I want to, I have specific audio books I keep going back to.
Yeah.
Daily Rituals. I've listened to that probably maybe 50 times.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's like a book where they go through all like successful people or artists and stuff and describe their day.
Far out.
So it's like...
You need to put some action in, bro. If you're listening, you've created a daily ritual of fucking listening to the book about daily rituals.
It's super calming. There's something really calming about it because it's like, John wakes up at 10 a.m., has 1 cup of coffee, walks for 20 minutes. Didn't we speak to Seth
Godin about how it's a bit of obsession. Bullshit? It's a bit of a...
What's the whole thing of what pen does Stephen King pushes back on what pen he uses?
Yeah.
Like when people ask, hey, what pen? Because they think that they're going to get that pen.
There's a bit more to the pen.
I definitely rabbit hole. Like I definitely obsess on individual things.
When you're tired.
Fountain pens at the moment.
Okay. That requires ink that you need to add to the pen.
Yes.
Why put a barrier in front of what you need to do?
I don't know, but I'm thinking that the rest of the Seth Godin book that I'm writing,
I think the problem
might be about fountain pen.
Cool. If you just, I think you're putting excuse in front of one of after the other.
You get more critical when you're
maybe, or I get more practical and honest.
No, I get it. No, I think that there's definitely...
Because you could type the rest of it and I wouldn't be upset.
I think that probably one of the things is maybe I communicate when I'm tired, which is not a good idea. Maybe my emphasis is, I'm feeling a certain way, so I need to communicate. Everyone needs to feel my way right now.
Well, I think there's, when you hide feelings, and I reckon I did this a bit when we were traveling around America, because you go, okay, I feel like this right now. I don't want to burden people with my shitty feeling, but by
you
proxy,
you still end up communicating
exactly by proxy by not wanting to communicate and hold it back, you end up showing something, and that's what I mean by non-verbal. Yeah, it's like we all have our tell. I mean, your eyes stopped twitching, by the way.
It has, hasn't it?
I mean, I look at you a lot because we do this podcast.
I don't know what, I notice things will stop and start for me from and I guess maybe it's caffeine. I've had too much caffeine today, but I'm still fine, in regards to my eyes. But I freaked out last night because when I was walking home, I put my AirPods in and I couldn't hear one side of my ear. And Bree's been complaining about the pressure of our apartment. She says that when all of the windows... You okay?
Yeah, just a hiccup. I just drinking fizzy water.
When all the windows are done up, there's sort of almost like it feels like weird pressure and it actually fucks with their ears, like we're in a fucking plane.
Interesting. Well, there's a big problem with big tall buildings and getting the whistling and shit. Yeah, that's so hard from I don't know what you call it.
Like a design sort of thing.
Yeah.
But but the AirPods, the left ear.
So you'd blown your ear.
Why couldn't work? Yeah, I thought that because I had, when I was in the Philippines, 3 or so years ago, and doing a film on fireworks, and we were filming. This was just a day when we were walking around and just chatting to locals, and they all got really excited, and they'd straight away be like, "Oh, we've got fireworks," and so they want to let them off, and so we weren't planning it, and so I didn't have ear protection with me, so I was just holding the camera and put my sort of arm over like this. But the thing was, I was trying to cover my ear. But
while filming,
and it wasn't covering at all. And so anyway, they let off this massive fucking firecracker.
Jeez.
And I hear ringing, intense ringing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, can anyone hear that ringing? And as I said it, it echoed back to me like I was talking to a tin. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like war movies or whatever when you hear
Don't compare your experience with a little small firecracker.
It was a fucking huge firecracker.
A flashbang grenade in war-torn Afghanistan.
But similar.
No,
and
I
know. I ended up going to the doctors and they said my ears were fine.
In the Philippines?
No, I went in Melbourne as soon as I got home. Because I was also straight after that, 5 days later or whatever, got onto a plane. And so I've always had ear issues ever since. But when the AirPod thing was happening, I thought it was my ears. And it's really hard to, with the fucking AirPods, try and switch the ears around the way they're designed.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm flicking them reverse, I'm like, I think it's fucked. And I got Brie to try them on, and she's like, oh no, the left ear's fucked. So anyway, I Googled what the issue was, and then I remembered you telling me about, I don't know if do you remember this?
Yeah, I told you I had an issue because I thought I had an issue with one of my ears. Yeah. Turned out that I'd blocked up the ear hole of the AirPod.
And so how did you clean it?
Well, I did some Googling too. There was hand sanitizer on an earbud that you'd sort of just clean around, so that kind of loosens it up with the alcohol. Yeah. And then what you do is you get an old toothbrush, or you just get someone else's toothbrush.
I wish that I read your article.
Yeah. What did you land on?
Well, to suck on it, and that it would just like the wax would come through, and so that's what I did, and it worked. And so I just like no, I spat it out. Don't do that.
That's grotty.
It's like it's all like, isn't it? It's all in my body.
Yeah, I get it. Do you pick your nose and eat it though?
No. But this is a very rare case.
You scratch your bum and lick it?
No, absolutely not.
Then
no.
That's all from your body.
No, but so I did that, and then I actually, like, it worked a treat. I couldn't fucking believe it that worked. So I just like, Bree was already in bed. I think we must have
Where are you when this is going on? Like, Bree's normal.
Yeah, well, Bree
Where
was.
Are you?
Oh, that's right. So Bree was reading. I buy all these books, and I get into the habit of like, let's read. And Bree was reading
with you.
Yeah, but I was tired, so I did an audiobook, and so that's why I was listening to rituals or whatever.
I'm going to suck off my AirPod.
Yeah, yeah. So, but it worked.
It worked. I got to give it to you. You've done it. It's so there's something called, is it tinnitus?
Tinnitus.
Tinnitus. So Amy has it, and it's that sort of perpetual hum in her ears. So it's sound. Well, that would be like, that's like a high pitch. It's just like
that's what tinnitus.
So it's almost like a rumble. It's almost like a microphone. If you just turned it on and you were quiet, you just hear through the speakers like a. And so some people have it really bad. I know Sean, a mate of ours, he's got on his key ring, he's got like a little canister, and in the canister you just unscrew it, and then out pops two little ear plugs. And so this is concert. So when you go to a concert, like, because it's a good idea. I remember clubbing as a young man.
I'm actually just going to turn our headphones down a little bit, just because I feel like this is a whole thing, right? Like keeping radio people notoriously fuck their ears.
Yeah, I definitely, like, I've not worn. I mean, that time that I was in Shepparton, I had mine on every single day, but I definitely remember the heat and. Yeah, it fucks with my ears.
But have you done the wax? Have you done the wax thing where you light a candle and then?
Well, it's not any candle; it's a specific earwax candle.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I did them back in the day. It's like anything; they were pretty popular at one stage.
But it's bullshit because it's actually the wax is sitting, I believe, inside the candle. So you think, oh, this is all coming out of my ear, but it's actually just hidden. Anyway,
but he's the guy that believes you suck off your AirPod.
But if that works, that's actually extremely practical. If I was to have meditated with the AirPod and expected it to change, that's different. But so Amy with the humming, does it happen just when she's tired?
Oh, she said, we were in bed the other night and she said to me, do you have like the humming, you know, do you have this thing? I knew she had it, but she's like, when I focus on it, I really notice it. But most people have some form of ear injury.
It's a psychological thing.
Is it?
So you can some people that have tinnitus experience it worse based on things like being tired and stuff like that. But also the doctor, when I had the ring in the ears, he said it's like because you're focusing on it, you actually just need to stop focusing, which is a real fucked up sort of thing. But it's constantly damaged.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the ears are essentially damaged and you just need to like disengage that bit.
One of the funnest things growing up was my old man being deaf. He's like...
How deaf?
Oh, he was like... he's injured his ears from surfing in seriously cold water and probably using machinery.
What's the cold water thing?
From surfing, you can injure your ears from like always being in cold water and sort of like... you can going under waves and stuff. It's just like punching in and out, and so you can blow an eardrum from surfing. Fuck. Like when you land. There's plenty of other reasons why I don't surf. But
do you like that surfing photo, by the way?
That's funny. That was funny. Instagram, the Daily Talk Show. Josh, fuck, who were you?
Do you think I feel like the same person though?
You're not though. Okay. I mean, you are, but you're not.
Mm-hmm.
you've changed. Anyway,
so your dad being deaf.
But we used to troll him. It's such a little shit thing to do as a kid. But Bodie, I wonder what Bodie's version to me this will be in the back. Timbo.
And he wouldn't be able to hear.
Timbo, you fucking idiot.
Did he have hearing aids or anything?
Not for ages.
Because hearing aids are cool now.
Oh, Dad's got one.
Ginsberg's got like a real fancy one. He can probably fucking his iPhone and shit, just like use it all, like connect it all.
So Dad's
like
got
AirPods.
these micro ones now.
Yeah.
And they're tiny. And I said to him the other day, I said, "What do you sleep with those in?" No. But he's like, I was like, "Do you hear anything at night?" He's like, I'll tell you, I wake up to more things than Joanne, my mum. But he was just saying how he hears different things, like different things will actually get him out of bed.
He's like a bat.
So he can, he's on a different frequency.
Just walking into rooms.
But it's all, Timbo, like it was always one of the things between me and Conspiracy Jimmy. We'd just be trolling him constantly. It's pretty mean.
Do you remember there was a ringtone for a while that I downloaded actually to my phone, but it was at a frequency that only
made you shit yourself.
No, only young people could hear.
Really?
So like when you get older, certain frequencies, and it was actually used within the context of like security and stuff. So if you've got issues with like kids hanging around your shop front, basically you put this like high pitched tone, and only certain ages can hear it.
Mr. 97, can you see on YouTube, just search that and see if you can find anything that's like that and play it and see if we can just see if we pick it up.
We did it at school. Well, like people did it at school, like for old teachers and stuff.
They couldn't?
No,
because you could have it as a phone thing. So you'd basically, your phone would go off and the teacher wouldn't hear.
God, I want to get in this.
The
I want to
thing is,
see
it's
if
hard.
I'm old enough yet.
There's no point.
I wonder what age you just end up.
So Mr. 97 could just play it for you, but it's not going to work through the microphone because there's all the frequency stuff and all the compression.
Change it up.
I think so.
Interesting.
I have a feeling. So
he could really troll us though. He'd be like, "Guys, I'm playing it. I'm hearing it. See? Have you found
anything?
Imagine if we couldn't hear Fireball.
It's coming.
That'd be very upsetting. Leon Shergren would be in trouble. But there's definitely like on that security thing when we were in LA, there was an extension of that is strobes and shit. I feel like we don't have that in Melbourne. Where it's like lights. So when you go up to someone's like house, it just like strobes and like it almost gives you an epileptic fit.
I tell you, it's probably when I was tired. I did go down a rabbit hole.
I could hear that.
Oh,
Could you hear that?
Yeah, it's like real high pitched. Fuck, we're still young, Josh.
Okay, yeah.
We're still young. Oh,
I can't hear that.
I can hear it. It makes me feel something in my inner core.
Gives you a tingle in your dingle.
It feels. It sounds like a TV.
I can't hear that.
You can hear it. You're old as fuck.
I can't hear it either.
Hang on.
I actually can't hear it.
I heard it before. It was like
it's playing now. I can't hear it.
Oh, we're all done.
That's at 18,000 hertz.
Interesting.
Under 24, you can hear it. Under 20, you can hear it. I can't hear it.
You're done, mate.
Yeah.
Should I test
He's
it
an
out
old
of
soul. He's got old ears as well.
Should I test it out of my 2-year-old?
Yeah.
What would he say?
I don't know, but
Daddy, my ears hurt.
He's been getting into my AirPods. He just comes up to me and he's AirPods, Daddy.
He puts them in?
And he's been putting them in.
Is that a good idea for kids?
Well, I put it on very low.
But would he swallow them?
Oh, he definitely would. But I'm watching him when he's got that. So I put them away. But in fact, I can't find them.
Maybe they're
his
really
poo
shit.
did look funny.
I wonder if he
look at this poo. It looks like an AirPod.
And he could speed it up by
I'll
playing
just give
some
it to
loud
Josh.
music. That's pretty gross.
No, I did go down a rabbit hole. Super yachts. The security system on a super yacht for the pirates, because it's a real problem.
Fucking guns and shit.
No, not the guns. They've got safe rooms, but then they have supersonic sound. So it's like on all the deck. And so you'd be in this chamber and it's all sealed off and you'd probably put headphones on and you just, whoa, whoa. I don't know what it'll be, but it's like this. I've heard, you can hear it because it's not when you actually hear the recording.
It's almost the equivalent of like a pepper spray. But the ear have you ever been pepper sprayed?
No, but I've pepper sprayed a bunch of people. So I had a can of pepper spray.
From where?
Oh, someone
that would
gave
be
it to me.
Mace is illegal.
Someone gave it to me. And then there was a big brawl in Lawn.
Oh, so you used it for its preferred method, which
and
was to
and there
break
was
stuff up.
this guy got punched. Anyway, I sprayed. I got bottled.
I've never been bottled.
You've never been in a fight.
Yeah. I was in one fight.
No, you brought in.
Yeah.
You kickboxer, mate. Yeah. That's not a fight.
Yeah, it felt like a fight. Anyway, have we got any emails? I'm just trying to think.
Bernard.
Oh yeah.
So Bernard sent us a photo. He is he a designer? He sent us. So basically, we're trying to work out for people who've been on the Daily Talk Show more than 3 times. Mm-hmm. We wanted to sort of have a name for the family.
Well, the thing was, I think that this was almost going to be initially what we actually said was this is what we call people who just listen to the show. Like Lady Gaga has her little monsters.
Yes.
We could think about something slightly cooler, which was the Gronk Squad or Team Gronk.
Which were the 2 names, and we were trying to work out which one, Team Gronk or Gronk Squad.
But you did change it the other day when we were talking with, was it Pete Shepherd maybe?
Yeah, well, I was just sort of road testing. I got to get used to it too, guys.
So Bernard basically did a...
he did a sticker mock-up.
Yeah.
And so this is awesome. So he's mocked up Team Gronk, and then he's also mocked up Gronk Squad.
What do you think looks better?
Yeah, look, I will have to say Gronk Squad looks better. Like, I think just because you're leading with the word Gronk.
Yeah.
And then the squad looks cool.
I reckon I could get gronksquad.com.
You reckon?
Should we get it? Yeah, definitely.
Gronk Squad.
I told you yesterday Gronk Global was available if you wanted to start your own like little side hustle.
Yeah. I mean, we could get sued by Gronk, who was a NFL footy player.
No,
I think he's quit, but
it'll be fine. So the free coffee thing, I want clarity on it.
The guy said to me, store wide, Australia wide, 2:30 p.m. is when we clean our machines.
I think that if you are in Australia,
yes,
and you have a 7-Eleven at 2:30, did you say?
2:30 till 3. So 2:30 till 2:50.
So at
it's cleaning.
If at 2:40 p.m.
Yep.
Go to 7-Eleven, and if they do not have the coffee machine working, if it's out of order, ask and say, "Hey, I saw online that if the coffee machine's out of order, I get a free $1 voucher." The thing that where you went wrong, TJ, is thinking that they would somehow make a coffee.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if McDonald's did this with the soft serve machine?
That'd be amazing. And this is why I don't think it's a thing. Like,
one of the most upsetting things when I was a kid, soft serve machines not working. Specifically, Pizza Hut. When the fuck was that thing actually working?
No, I always had it. That was my favourite thing. It was, I mean, my Pizza Hut was in Bratton or Elstwick.
Yeah. Mine was in Dandenong, just near Dandenong Plaza.
It's because it had been absolutely abused for 7 hours straight.
Do you know what actually replaced that Pizza Hut?
What?
Souvlaki Hut. Do you remember Souvlaki Hut, owned by some footy players, I think?
No. Oh,
they had
Peter Koutafidis.
Yeah, they had blue branding.
Andrew Koutafidis?
Don't know.
One of them. Yeah, I think he bought, and he was doing TV ads. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Koutafidis. He was a good player.
Good name.
Anyway,
too.
That's bad business.
Bernard, thanks for that.
So the thing, I think we'll put this up on Instagram and see what people like out of those two, and we can say Bernard's put it together.
We can do it a poll.
It will do a bit of a poll, but I want to know this free coffee thing.
Are we gonna link that somewhere? Just
the free coffee. No, just Google
like a photo or something. Like, because they need. I guess you could just walk in and be like, "Yeah, I saw this online."
Okay, maybe we take the.
I'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, you're the penny pincher. Yeah, I know that. I know it's you. I know that's you using it. You don't have to. Penny pincher 69 is his URL.
It's the Daily Talk Show, everyone. Hi, thedailytalkshow.com is our email.
Tomorrow, Oscar Gordon is coming on the show.
He is an ex-radio guy, and now he is the king of the slopes in Canada. It all makes sense tomorrow.
I've got close family connection. He's cousins of Jules Lund.
Oh, that's right.
And I know his mother, and my mum and his
she
mum
grew
up together.
And Oscar's mum married you and Amy.
Yeah, she's a celebrant. So fucking funny. It was so good.
Did she ask a lot of questions before?
You do the sit down, catch up, comes over for a cup of tea. We got some nice little cakes and biscuits. Yeah, we got some.
Like as in she provided them?
No. We supplied, what do we have? A caramel slice and also another nice little tart.
A lot of food chat. Did you? What was catering like? I didn't go to your wedding.
Yeah,
it was
good. It was good.
It was sort of pre us being friends, which is cool.
It was great. Mexican paella, churros.
Paella. And from a catering point of view, were they wedding caterers that you went with, or you just went with any random?
They're just paella makers.
Okay. Just in one of those the big woks and shit.
Yeah, they did it all sort of around the back and brought it out. It was amazing.
Did you do bonbonnieries?
No, mate.
Okay.
We didn't fucking do bonbonnieries.
Okay. It's a Daily Talk Show. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
See you guys.